Welcome to the Hidden Driveway Show. I'm your host, Amu, and then joining me today we have a very special guest, chapters226. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Carter, also known as chapters226, also known as 17 Magazines, also known as Baby Mitsubishi, Young Nigga, DJ COINTELPRO. We up in this bitch with my nigga Scott. You feel me? 10 years in the making type shit, you know? And we here.
And this is a very special, I know I said you're a special guest, but this special interview also, because we've done a live one, but we got to do the full one, because that was, what, like 3 minutes? And worst part, I didn't even play rock, paper, scissors with you. That's like the whole thing. I didn't do it.
Yeah. You entirely missed that.
Yeah, I needed to do...
I missed it.
Yeah, but we're going to make up for it this time. And there's a weird stipulation, because the last video I did, there was like a different scenario, so my streak is like up for debate.
Okay.
And then also, you've done a lot of interviews, but now you're getting to be interviewed.
Yes. It's very interesting being on the other side of the table. You know, being the person that usually asks the questions. You know, being interrogated, type shit.
All right. So my first question normally is, what do you want to talk about? But because I couldn't figure out how to fit this into a question. Are there any artists you just want to say, like, that's my GOAT? You just want to talk about for a little bit?
You're good at... Okay, I got Rate Your Music loaded up because I'm a fiend. I like to say, as of right now, I've been listening to With Two by Xavier So Bass a lot. That's album of the year. He's the GOAT. We need more 2017 Hauntology. Same with Dolo 2K. Dolo 2K's new album. He's the GOAT. Y'all niggas need to peep that shit. And my nigga Isaac, he produced one of the tracks on there, and it's the hardest shit of all time. What else is there? I was fucking with... a couple days ago, I played mini golf for the first time with my friend Louie and Freddie. And I heard Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins for the first time. And I've avoided the Smashing Pumpkins for a good amount of time now because I fucking despise Billy Corgan type shit. But that was the most beautiful song I've heard in a long time. So shout out that song.
You know, Genie by Do Up Kane?
Yeah.
That's Smashing Pumpkins sample.
Oh,
yeah. That's 1979.
Oh, of course. Now that that's very obviously a fucking Smashing Pumpkins sample. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, and then you gotta listen to Mayonnaise also. That's like the best shoegaze song ever, or not ever, but it's like really good.
I still haven't listened to that one. That's
on the... I forgot the title because it's really long, but it's the one with the two kids on the cover. It's from that one.
Yeah. That I have a funny story about the Smashing Pumpkins. I was going to check them out at one point, but then I ended up not liking Billy Corgan. But actually, my great aunt sold horses to Billy Corgan. And that nigga, it was before I was born, but my mom was talking about it, and she was like, yeah, it was in the 90s and shit. And he pulled up to the ranch and shit and hung out and chilled and fucking just bought a horse type shit, you know? I don't know the full story, but it's cool. You know, nigga.
Does he have a place to put horses?
Maybe in the 90s, you know. Maybe he was on some crazy recording type shit, you know. He seems like one of those people that would go out of his way to buy a horse to fit the vibe, you know.
Yeah, I know they suck now, really bad. I've heard, I don't think they've dropped any good albums in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I don't keep up with them, but I've not heard much good about their music from anything post 2003 maybe. You know.
Yeah, they have a special place in my heart though, because my when I was taking guitar lessons last year, my teacher was a big fan, so I had to learn a bunch of their songs.
Oh really?
They play really weird too. You have to stretch your hands out a bunch to play all their songs.
Oh, so you was getting real real exercise.
Yeah, no, because Mayonnaise, you have to, it's 6 different frets that you have to play over because it skips it's that.
Oh my god, you gotta have spider fingers. because it's like I don't play guitar, but it's like I have played guitar, you know. So it's like it's just like, and you know, I have a bass. I play a little bit of bass, so it's like I understand like, but it's like fitting that shit across 6 frets. That's like deadly, dude. You're tearing your shit up.
I don't know. Like once I went to college, though, like I stopped having lessons, and then I just kind of stopped practicing altogether. So I need to get back into that.
I know. I remember when you got it, but I also remember when I got my bass. I was like, I'm finna be the craziest bass player ever. Blah blah blah, and that shit got dust on it. Type shit, you know.
Yeah, mine's still in the bag from when I brought it back from college. I need to take it out.
Yeah, you do. I've been waiting on the Scott guitar music ever since the OG unreleased EP.
You know, I got it because I was like, I gotta make my shoegaze album, and then I made my shoegaze album, but it's just samples, so I kind of copped out a little bit.
I mean, it'll come one day. You have it, you know. You have it, so it's like, even if it's not right now, you know, like one day you may look at it and just be like, shit, I'll pick it up, and then it may just become a useful part of your collection, you know.
Yeah, I just like playing riffs with it. That's like all I can do at the moment because I don't know enough chords. But that's enough about me, though. We gotta get back to the guest here. All right, so you've covered a variety of styles over the years, such as drill, trap metal, and tread, and your beat sheet count on SoundCloud has vaporwave and even Darkcore songs on it. You have a very distinct style of rapping too compared to everyone else in the scene. So I wanted to know, who are some of your biggest inspirations, whether it's for like production or rapping or whatever?
That's a hard question because it's like everything I do is like inspired by something different, you know. But I don't know. Like I guess generally, like my biggest influences, like I'll start for rapping just because it's like that's an easier one. Lil Ugly Mane was a really big inspiration for me when I started rapping, especially just like the way just his imagery, you know. I love imagery. I love being able to spawn like movies and stories in your head, you know, like you could see it vividly, and he's just so, every word is so potent, you know, that he says, and that's always been something that has been a big inspiration for me. Earl, every time, yeah, niggas are like, oh, you Earl sweatshirt ass nigga. I'm like, yeah, you know, like, of course, I'm the backpacker archetype of the past 10 years. So, but it's like, he deserves it, you know? He's like one of the best rappers like ever. So it's like, why wouldn't I fucking be inspired by him, you know? Lucky, yeah. Just the way he delivers his lines, like he's one of those people, like next to like Blade. Even though I'm not like inspired by Blade like a lot, and a lot of my music, it's like just one of those artists where it's like, it's not even like every line of his is potent, but it's just the way he delivers it just feels like a slap to the face, you know? It's just like, even if it's like the most like especially 2017 Lucky, you know, like even if it's the most like just depressive thing ever, it's just like he'll hit you with it, and it just feels like death, you know? I don't know how to describe it any other way. It's, yeah, that's very big. There's a lot of others, like Wiki is another one. I really love Wiki, the way he raps. Just the way he puts words together. It's so entertaining. It's like, it's entertaining to hear him rap, and just like his rhyme schemes, and it like, especially in like the Rat King era when he was like really wildin', and like the way he was rapping, it was so visceral, you know. I really love that.
What do you think about like really old Wiki?
Really old Wiki?
Because I know he was saying some stuff.
He's a half Italian, half Puerto Rican nigga from New York. I can't expect any better, you know. Mo Beretta does the same shit, so it's like, it's just New York shit. I can't be mad at it, you know, because it's also like I'm not from there. Fucking that's y'all niggas. Y'all deal with that, you know. Not my problem.
And then like any like production influences.
Shit, that's a hard one. I think like one beat that is really, really important to the way I make beats now is "Save Me" by Chief Keef. When I first heard that beat, like that felt like a flashbang to like my whole head, because it was like I was already into like the whole like into like vocal chops and stuff like that, because like I was like when I first hopped on the internet, I was really into vaporwave. And so like I kind of accredit that to a lot of what I like now, you know, just like those types of sounds, you know. And it was just like hearing that in like a rap beat, like with drill drums over it, like that shit was it was so exciting, you know. It was like it felt otherworldly. I don't know. That's so much of a harder, like,
I mean, like Evil
so much harder of a
Gianni.
question. Yeah, Evil Gianni. That's been not a more recent one. Like since like I first heard drill, it's like Evil Gianni is a really big inspiration because I really love his simplicity and how even like if his beats only have 7 tracks, like those 7 tracks are still like so bubbly and they bring so much like energy. It's just like his sound selection. It's so clicky, you know, and I love that. I love sounds that like I love texture, and like it's just they fucking slap you in the face, and I love that. Friendzone. Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, Friendzone. I don't know how I forgot Friendzone. Friendzone is like literally I found Friendzone really late, like compared to like a lot of my other biggest influences. J Dilla. I'll also get to Dilla. But I'm on Friendzone. I found Friendzone when I was like 14. I think it was like early 2021, and my friend Steph put me on to Perfect Skies. And when I heard that, like when I heard that beat, dude, it was like it's just like that feeling you get, like the same feeling I got with when I first heard Save Me. You know, it's just like it's so other. It sends you to another dimension, and it's like that's kind of what Friendzone's music does, you know. And it's really important to me, and it helped me realize in my beats, like specifically, it helped me focus my influences over the years. Like I had gone through like a whole bunch of the underground, like internet underground, you know, like Space Goes Perp, A$AP Rocky. Those were some of the earliest rap artists I was like fucking with, and it was like Friendzone, I think, really made me like hear all of those things and what I had been doing at that point, and knowing how to focus it more going forward, you know. And yeah, Collection 1 is one of the best albums ever. I say that about every album, but no, like seriously, that is one of the best albums ever.
If you had to give a top 3 off that album.
Oh, let me go to it real quick. Hold up. Let me go to it. Exclamation major. That's a big one. I Miss Y'all and Perfect Skies. Perfect Skies is biased because like that's the greatest sample of all time, but it's like I'm not gonna take it off. Zombies on the Turf Part 2 is also up there, and I know that's a weirder one, but that one is just it makes me feel something, you know. Like it's one of those songs that I was talking to you about like earlier. Like it's like gives you deja vu, you know.
Yeah, I feel that with well, not deja vu, but like with Near, that one always like hits me.
Yeah, Near is wacky. I love that. That one was definitely one where it was like it made me realize like that what I had been doing up to that point like wasn't that crazy, you know. Like I could go crazier with what I was doing. Yeah, that one's beautiful. And I actually I fucking showed my art teacher collection one. My art teacher this year, fucking, I know we're supposed to wait for the shout outs, but shout out Miss Neal. She is one of my favorite teachers ever. I was like, you should listen to this album. And then, you know, I had given her recommendations throughout the years for like different types of stuff, you know, like I put her onto Alicia Crampton like early in the year, and she like thought it was like phenomenal. So it's like I told her to tap into this, and like that became like her study music type shit, you know. I was like, you know, you got to spread the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And also fucking Mr. Dylan from Friendzone fucks with my music, and that was a really big moment for me, you know, because it was like he was already one of my biggest inspirations up to that point, you know, like, and like I had literally posted in like 2021 like Div Zero is the new Friendzone on my fucking Instagram account, and it's like one of those full circle moments, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on here. I DM'd him asking about it, and he followed me back, but then didn't read the message. So I'm probably gonna have to DM him again about it. But
I mean, I caught him when he was active early because I had already followed him, and he had like followed me back like a while ago too. He like followed me back on Instagram back in like 2021, just because like he's a follow for follow ass nigga, you know. But I DM'd him. I think I sent him. I think I asked him if he could check out my project with Alan, low key, and he really liked it, and he listened. I don't remember if that's how it went specifically, but he checked out my rap music too, and he thought it was really good. He really liked "Don't Say My Name," of course. That's the one, but it's like, yeah, that shit is so crazy, you know.
All right, well, music is what you currently do today. You used to make animations on Scratch, which is how we first met back in 2015, so nearly a decade ago at this point. And while I know it's been a minute, who are some of your favorite users on the website?
Are you talking about like my friends or like people I will watch?
I mean both. Like,
okay. The first Scratch project I ever saw was by this nigga named Pixel. It was __ Pixel with a 3 __. And that shit changed my life on some real shit. And that nigga became like, that nigga was popping for a while too. Like he was going up, and then like I forgot what happened. He like got hacked or something.
Yeah.
And like couldn't fucking post again. Now that nigga makes music. Oh
no, I checked recently. He has like 130K listeners.
What?
Yeah.
Mr. was almost in Lynx Club J Akiba. That's crazy. I'm glad. You niggas putting in work for a long time. Awesome Games TV. If you know, you know. Nick. I won't yeah, I'll say it. NK Retro. Yeah. That's my I just figured out that name.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It clicked now. Okay. Ace Caps. He was also someone that like invited me to like be cool with that community like early, you know. I would consider him like influential in that sorts to my life, you know. Like he was like one of the first Scratch users like I interacted with to like kind of open me up to that whole community that like I met you and like Nick on and shit like that. Fucking I liked Elephantus until that nigga became a Republican. You don't remember that?
No, I know this whole thing where he was like Rat Kid player and people were mad about him over that. I know oh no, wasn't it like I know he was Kieran90 or something, and then he made a new account, and then people got mad that he was like lying about not being in the other account or something, right?
Yeah, he was Kieran90, and then he was Elephantus. I remember that name still. And then he was like, while he was Elephantus, he was like, hell no, I'm not Kieran90. I think it's because he got banned, low key. I don't know if he even deleted his shit. And then he made like 3 other accounts after that, and everyone knew it was him, you know, type shit. But Yeah, no, he started posting like conservative propaganda on Scratch. Like niggas like 14.
Was he in one of those like Trump studios? I know they had a lot of those.
Oh yeah, he like ran like multiple of them, I'm pretty sure. I just wonder where he is now. Like, what is he doing?
I have his Discord.
Yeah.
So like I could ask right now.
I hated him. I hated him so much. I almost made an exposed video about that nigga. Like I was like, this is why this nigga is stupid, and you should stop following him. And I was gonna post that shit on Scratch. I had the whole shit written down on Google Docs. I probably still have it. It's still probably in my fucking email.
I mean, I know you had another beef on Scratch also.
Shit. Which one are you talking about?
No, the Gale Animates one.
Okay. Yeah, we were on the same. I forgot. Yeah, you were in there. Yeah, I forgot. That was in the Discord. Ooh, you. That was bad time, bad era. Middle school Carter pre 8th grade should be zipped up, you know, and tied in a bag and thrown away. But it's okay. I was like 12 and niggas learned. And I apologized later. Like I think I went on that nigga's profile like twice and apologized for it, like over the past like 5 years, just because it was like I really like I was mean. I didn't like doing it like crazy, but it was like I was mean, you know. And that shit was fucked up. But yeah. Neonology, you know, if you know, you know. My nigga Tristan that put me on to Scratch. He didn't post that often, but like he really was like the person that would keep me like active on there and like keep me like doing shit, because it was like he was the most artistic nigga I knew at the time. He was like the one kid in class that could just think of anything and draw it, you know. And it was like I always wanted to be like him, so I was always trying to like do that shit, you know. So he was really he was a favorite for that reason, and for also putting me on, you know. Wish I talked to him more now, but you know, niggas go their separate ways. I don't know, dude. I don't remember Max and Zeke. I don't remember what that nigga's name is. I don't know that nigga's actual name, but I remember his projects fucking slapped. They always had me like feeling good. I don't know. I would have to go on there to look. I mean, but I could probably find a few more.
Yeah. I think just like all of the animation team for me.
Yeah, you just opened up a whole new world I wasn't even thinking about, you know? Like I don't remember their names, but it's like I remember the projects and I remember the community, you know?
Yeah, because he was like Leia Dog, Awesome Mario Bros. I know awesome Arthur Mario was Bros. In there.
Arthur.
I think Dr. What was in there like at the very end before it got banned. Who else? Really? Oh, there was like
I don't know.
Puffin.
Yeah, like I don't know, I'm yapping. Like I could have really gotten that over with like a lot of those like just naming groups of people that like if you know, you know, you know, you know, you know. But yeah, like Barg. Even though a few faces in there. Actually, fuck that nigga Lopez. Fuck you, Lopez. If you see this, you're a bitch ass nigga, and I hope you die, and you're a pedophile.
But dude, recently, so I don't know how this happened, but you know how Ian made that video about Lopez?
Yeah. Which one?
No,
which one?
The sentence one, the jail sentence one.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
some random person, or we don't know who it was, but somebody re-uploaded it, and then Lopez emailed us about it like the day of. And was like, who did it? And this was like 3 years after we taken it down. So we don't know if he was like searching himself up like daily to find that, or if I don't know. We think he might have put it up himself and then emailed it to us, make us like invite or something. But like nobody uploaded the video, so.
The infighting only ever got that serious once. And it was over that to a point. RP, KrippAnus. It's not dead, but
it might as well be.
It might have.
If you looked at it now, dude, it's so bad.
It's y'all been in the flop era for 2 years. Like, give it up. The bit's been over. like KrippAnus realistically should have ended at the upload limit shit, you know? It could have
That was the first day.
That was the first. No, because it was like there was the whole thing before. Because I remember, because I was trying to drop Spangle Beats on that bitch, and fucking what even was the video? What even was the video that caused it all? Because I remember it was Nick that uploaded it.
I know there was some video he kept re-uploading where it was like somebody's hand,
Yeah,
and they kept asking him to not put it up, and then he would just like wait like a day and then put it back. So it might have been that. I know that video is still up now.
It was the animation. It was the stupid animation.
Was one like Thomas meme. Made? Oh wait,
the meme that he just uploaded to the channel, and then like everyone was like, "That's a shit video," but no one knew who posted it.
Was it Comedy Central?
And then, was it comedy? I don't. There's too many KrippAnus videos in the lore. Like, I seriously don't remember. I just remember like it got to the point where there was like 5 other KrippAnus channels trying to take over. It was like realistically, like you could have all blown that up and then it could have ended, you know. But then the bit went on too long, and it's like it's a little sad, you know.
Yeah, I think like summer 2022 was like the end of. I think that was like when it went downhill. I forgot.
Yeah,
it was. I think it was because there were like 10 Comedy Central videos that got uploaded.
Okay, yeah.
And then Thomas would just upload like random videos that he didn't make.
And like Thomas's videos were always just like, if he did make them, it was like 30 minutes of gameplay that like everyone's just like, what the hell? Yeah, no, like, yeah, because it was like it like started to really be great like early mid 2021. It had like a year of gold. There's like a year of gold for KrippAnus, and it was like we had like the great quality uploads, you know. And it was like I don't know why I said we. I say we because I was a part of it, you know. I wasn't on the bits. It's like we had all the great like videos that had time put into them, and like had love put into them, and even if they didn't have time put into them, there was love put into them, and it became like it was like how they say it in 2016. It was high quality shit posts, you know. And then it became low quality shit posts.
Okay, so if you're watching this, Condemn Cypher and like all the KrippAnus movies that are like essential watches, I think.
Absolutely, those are like top tier shit post content, like Limp Pumpo, like not Limp Pumpo, fucking Eminem Vivo, like type shit, you know. If you know, you know. R.I.P. Eminem Vivo.
Actually, no. I think when it went downhill was when you know how there was like the new Total Drama season that came out. Okay, well, so that came out, right? And Sunny and Ian were watching it in VC, and then Thomas Thomas joined it and just started recording them without saying anything. And then he would upload, because this was before the series actually came out, because it got leaked beforehand. He uploaded like, I swear, like maybe like 50 YouTube shorts of them watching it. And then those were popping off because the show hadn't come out yet. So people were watching the reactions to like get leaks from it. But he would put like Pizza Tower gameplay like over the Total Drama video. And it was just like, that's when it went downhill, I think, like with no return.
Nah, he was trying to get y'all a bag. He saw that the fact that it's been run to the ground, and he said, we at least need to make something out of this shit. I like the way that Thomas was thinking. Y'all needed to hop on that wave. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I think my last upload was like, well, technically it was probably like late 2022, but then I made Ian a Christmas present, so that in like December.
That shit's been off your hands.
Yeah, I'm still the owner of the group chat. But, like I don't even talk in that server much anymore either. Yeah, I feel bad because apparently like people would just at me and I would say like be more active. And it's like I don't know. I think what happened was when I went to college, I kept getting distracted with like the notifications because I used to be good about not having that show up. But then like, it was like I have to do my work, so then I would only check it if it was like a DM, and then once I started doing that, I just stopped looking in there.
Yeah, I get it. The nigga's got a life. Like, that's seriously just like why a lot of people just don't be active and shit no more. R.I.P. my nigga Carlo.
Dude, hold on. I sent you a screenshot. Hold on, because I was talking to him earlier.
Bro. Why?
No, because I always there's this channel I'm sub to where it's like old, like it's like DS era like soundtracks and stuff. So I go on there to find samples, and whenever I find one good, I always send it to him. But that one's really good, but the thumbnail's so awful.
Nigga just said ignore that. The song's really good, man. The song's really good. Yeah, that. I need to talk to Carlo more, man.
Yeah, me and him will talk, because sometimes when he's at his like donut job late at night, he'll just call me and we'll talk for maybe like half an hour until he gets another customer.
Yeah, he used to do that to me too, but then he stopped.
I will say there was one day where I was like, I don't know, I'm like convinced that stuff just works out, because I was having like a really shit day, and I think I like posted something about it, and then he called me and like asked how I was doing. I saw what he hadn't even like looked at what I posted. He was just asking just to ask.
Hey, he knew instinctually, like, that means that nigga gonna be in your life forever, for real. Cause he just know.
He just needs to drop music. That's the one thing.
It's never gonna happen. No matter how much we will try, it's not gonna happen. And I've accepted it. I've accepted that some of the greatest art that could possibly be made isn't gonna happen. People aren't gonna hear. R.I.P. Bells.
No bells, no cliffside,
dude.
No popcorn.
No internet album, just in general. Just fully, no popcorn, dude. Oh, that was so good. Dude,
he made that in one sitting too.
Bro. Popcorn is what we need. Where did I go wrong? Bro, that shit is so good. That nigga was so crazy. I hate him.
Alright, on the topic of Carlo though. Dude, I'm so good with these segues. So, on your song Hella, you said, I've got hella bands like I'm Zach Hill. And while you meant that you were ballin', you had so much money, you're in quite a few groups yourself. You're in Killstreak Certified, KG, LYYNXCLUB, Starforum, and Pigs Fly Tonight. So that's a lot of different people that you get to work with on a pretty regular basis. So I was wondering, what are your favorite things about working with other artists? And then who are some people that you want to work with that you haven't yet?
I really like just talking to people about music. I just like talking to people about art and stuff. I love seeing other perspectives, how other minds work, what other minds can conjure, and like, I have trouble with it because I'm an inconsistent worker in myself, as we know, you know. But really, like, there's just so much beauty in just like communication of ideas. I mean, that's literally how everything happens. You know, there's no humanity without communication of ideas somehow. So it's like, it's such like a primal feeling, almost like not primal. Yeah, but like primal, like as in like it's so ingrained in me, like to like feels like the shit goes back thousands of years, you know, like it's an instinct type shit. And that's why I'm in so many groups, I think. But artists that I want to work with right now, I want to send a beat to Dolo 2K. I told you that earlier. Mm-hmm. I've wanted to send beats to Nolan B. Roland for a long time because I really love Nolan B. Roland. Just that whole part of the underground, like, is so that's like the freshest.
Guido Khalil and like Lingo.
Like I say, like I call it like the Corazon like plus, you know, because it's like I watched the Osiris Israel interview, and he was talking about Corazon, and he was like, "There's not really an official like list of members for Corazon. It's just like if you claim it, rep it, and drop it, you know, like you're a part of it, you know, and you're a part of the like, and if you're part of the group, like friend group and stuff, Discord type stuff, you know." And so I kind of consider it that circle. Like that's the freshest shit in the underground to me right now. Like even though they've been on it for like a while, it's just such a they all have such like a distinct little like feeling in their music. It's not like, I don't know, like internet ridden, you know? Like it is, you know, because like it is, you know, and you listen to a lot of their music and you can tell it's like internet music too, like, and I don't mean that as like an insult, you know, that's a great, like internet music is the best music, but it's like there's so much more like feeling to like just like the beats they make, like a lot of them make, like the way that they be rapping, you know, like Lorado, like I don't know what that nigga be saying half of the time, but it's like I just know it's the realest shit ever, you know, like KYS Lingo being like a fucking blues artist, basically, you know.
Is that how you
like,
say it? I've never known how to pronounce it.
I assume that's how you pronounce it.
Because like I read it as Kaislingo in my head, but I know that's wrong.
It's I think it's KYS Lingo because the KYS means keep yourself safe,
Yeah,
not kill yourself. So I've always taken it as that. But yeah, that side of the underground is like I really love a lot, and I want to work with my friends more. I want to work with my friends more. Even though I work with my friends, you know, it's like I don't know. I be distant sometimes. It's a nigga thing, you know. But like I have trouble with it sometimes, you know, but it's like it's just I'm in all these collectives, you know. I might as well work with the niggas in them. You know, like if I'm in all of them and I'm not like working with them, then like kind of what's the point aside from them like also being like friend groups, you know? Yeah. I've always wanted to work with Xavier. I know that may be like a little bit of a generic answer, but it's like he's like one of those artists where I want to see how his brain works, because it's like I remember it was Hannah. I don't know if they're a thing anymore, but it was his girlfriend at the time. She like wrote like an essay about like Xavier's music and like the fact that it's like experimental, like it is experimental music at its form, and he's like been creating a whole new lane for like in like sound and like feeling, you know. And it's like yeah, that's very true. And it's like I would want to work with it, even though I don't think it would be any like it's like crazy shit, you know. I think it would just be a blast, you know. That's what his music gives me. I want to see how it works, you know.
Have you seen that video where it's like some guy like recording him like skating with his friends, and then he talks to his like girlfriend during it?
Yeah,
That video is so good.
Yeah. Whenever I watch an interview by him or just a video with him, it's just like nigga just gives off like the chillest of all time type like vibes, you know. It's like, but it's like I know there's probably something like he's been doing this crazy ass music for a few years. Like he has to know what he's doing. I want to know like where that's coming from, you know, because it's like you can look at it and know like yeah, it's like a whole like it's like nostalgia, like all of that. But it's like I want to see the way that it's formed, you know. Does it just like happen? Like what is it? Is it like inspiration? Like what is it? You know, so magical. Quinn is another person. I'll be done with Quinn because Quinn is also another artist that I really like, just off of, I won't say off of principle, because like I've been following that nigga since like 2020, you know. So it's like I've seen their eras as an artist, and you know, it's just like they're so inspiring, you know, and their music is just so good, you know. It's so, I love, especially like the past year, their music. I know it hasn't been like the most popular to like the fans, because I know niggas want like more like the hyper pop and shit, but it's like no, like I love I love me some just like fun samples and some trap drums and just niggas spitting like that. That's literally all I want. Like half of the time, and it's like she does it so perfectly, you know.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was funny that you're talking about actually like being active in the collectives during. I remember LG got dropped for a bit because of that.
It's like I'm active. Like I'll talk and shit for the most part. If the moving, I will move with the collective. Like I'm not gonna not rep what I'm a part of, you know, and I'm a part of it for a reason, you know, whether or not I want to fuck with the music, I love the people, you know, there's multiple reasons, you know. It's just like needing to get better at being more than just a part of the friend group, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember thinking like, oh, Carter hasn't really worked with like KG people. I was thinking that like the day before you dropped 182 and Scarecrow, and I was like,
dude, like I literally had Scarecrow for like 3 months. Like it was just it was a Carter moment. Scrap EP didn't happen, even though I'm gonna drop 182 and Scarecrow and probably another song if I could get another one pretty soon, like as an EP once I get all my shit back up on Spotify. But I need to pay DistroKid. But I go a little broke right now, you know, so it's a little hard. You know? But it's okay, you know.
All right. Speaking of collaborating with other artists, your EP Div Drill 2K22, I'll just say that, was a joint effort between you and Bootlxgg, where y'all worked together on the production and you handled all the vocals. So, however, I know that it initially wasn't meant to be just an EP, so I was wondering, what was the process of working on Div Drill like?
I was gonna talk about this on my Instagram on the 1 year anniversary, but I was like hella active at school that day and I never got to it. So this is actually a great question because this is getting me back into like something I needed to continue. Grueling. It was the first time that I really like sat down and I was like in a rapping position. And like I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna attack something more than just a song. And I very quickly learned, oh, that's kind of hard, you know, for me personally, you know. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be an EP. RIP to those lost beats. I haven't even heard a lot of those beats like since it like before the EP even dropped, you know. I know there's still some that I could probably like sell, you know, get some bread from, maybe even use. Who fucking knows? Like, I know there was one where I sampled Burial.
That was what I was thinking about.
Yeah, that one's still like a favorite to me. Like just thinking about that, like that was one of my best samples. Like I think I ever picked out. But yeah, it was really hard just because it was like I learned that being a rapper when it was like that wasn't the original goal. That shit's hard, especially if I want to be good, you know. And I'm not trying to be an ass rapper, you know. And that shit's hard, but we did it. We released songs, and that's all that matters, you know. Like something came out of it, out of the process, and people fucked with it, you know. So I'm not mad.
Do you think if the Geist and Cowboy Killer features weren't on there, it would have come out still? Because I know that was a large reason for why it came out, was because those features were there.
I think it would have came out, but I don't know about in the same way. But I don't know. That's just like a whole different alternate reality. Like I just hadn't thought about. Like, what if we didn't get those features? You know, like it probably would have been a lot easier to give up. You know, because there was no financial like incentive. Like we spent money on this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say like we bought the features. It's like it's been 8 years. This wake up.
8 years.
Like we dropped money on this shit. We're gonna get something out of it, and that was basically what it was, you know. So it was like towards the end, it was a lot of just like just push through it and record, just push through it and record and get something. And I did. And that's cool. So yeah,
Yeah, I think all the ones that came out there were probably the best beats like that you had, because I think in the playlist there were like 17 beats or something.
Yeah.
I think the one I'm most sad about was Pothole, but like I know why that one didn't go anywhere.
I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. I have one-sided beef with that bitch ass nigga POLO PERKS. Okay, you gonna be the nigga that got me in this shit. I'm not gonna say that. It's not his fault. It is his fault. I loved Punk Ghost Drill. I definitely at least gave that nigga $1 in streaming revenue. Okay, this nigga talking about some friends and family. What is that? I'm not gonna continue. Just like because it's known that like he be on that shit, but it's like I feel like he owes me a little bit, you know. You know, I gave him $1 in streaming money at least. Like that's a lot. I was riding for you, and I think I was inspired. You gonna do that shit? Okay, I see how it is, you know, but it's okay.
He's got me blocked on Instagram, so
still.
Well, I don't know why he would have unblocked me. So yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because niggas just forget, you know.
That was that whole thing was so stupid too, because somebody did the same thing I did, and he gave him free merch for it. Which like I still don't understand like at all, because what happened was, it was in 2022, and he was posting like Punko's drill merch. I really wanted the pink shirt that he had for that. And then he kept being like, "There's a really short supply. You gotta be there, and when it comes out." So I was ready on the day that it was supposed to come out. I was ready, and then I load the site. It's not there. I keep reloading it for another like half hour. It's not there. So I comment on like his most recent post, like, "Hey, where's like the merch at?" And he told me I was being like ungrateful and impatient, even though he said he was gonna drop it on that day. And then the comment directly below me was saying the same thing, and he was like, "Dude, thank you so much for supporting. What's your address? I'll give you free merch." And I only knew that because I had an alt account. I had to log in because I got blocked. And I'm still blocked, so I just can't look at his posts anymore.
He goes like, "What happened?" So you got fucking blocked, and another nigga got free merch. Was the other person white?
I didn't check actually. I don't know. I will say though, once it did go up, the pink shirt wasn't even on there. Like,
it's all for nothing. It's all for nothing. You know. You know, that's the worst part, but it's okay. Maybe him having you blocked is for the better. Not like in like a mean way, but like in a he's not deserving of your
on my follow.
Yeah, yeah.
I still tune into like whatever he drops, so that's just how it is. But
I don't. Surprisingly, I don't. I don't listen to much POLO PERKS anymore. It's like, I don't know. It's just like that nigga don't drop, and it's like he's also about to drop, but it's like you lost me, you know. And it's like I didn't like his last album that much, so.
Oh, that one, yeah. I don't think anybody really liked that one though. There were like 2 good songs on it. It was like the one with Shrimp, and like that was it.
Yeah, it's like no diss to the music. It's just like I just don't like it. You know, I didn't like it, and it's like I'm not really interested in trying again right now. I may in the future. And you know what? If I am, that'll happen, and that'll be great if I like it. But
yeah, I think no. I think Dorian's keeping me interested just because like Polo over those beats are like what's making him really good right now. I think Polo on his own sometimes just like can't do much, but with like Dorian's beats, it just like completes him for me.
It's just funny that nigga stopped rocking with Gianni because he was fucking with Shed Theory, and that nigga just went and was like, "I'll just find another main producer," and then fucking went and started working with Polo or Fear Dorian all the time. It's like shit. Said nigga, you're replaceable. And it's also like that nigga. I'm pretty sure he dissed that nigga on Twitter, like low key, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, and like so, I'm like, it was probably a fuck you to a point, you know.
Yeah, but like, aren't Dorian and Johnny cool though? Like, I don't.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So it's just I don't know. Niggas deal with that shit. Niggas got beef. Whatever. That's how I feel.
Okay, an artist you don't have beef with that you work with quite a bit is Black Smoke Rises, and you have a song with her called Flip No Hatena. So I was wondering, what are some of your favorite Wii U and 3DS games?
Dude, okay. I didn't have a DS, but I did have a Wii and a Wii U. So I'll say it now. I was a dedicated Miiverse user. That was probably the first like semblance of a social media I ever had, and that was my favorite game on the Wii U. You know, if I
Miiverse?
had to pick one, yeah, it was fucking Miiverse because I didn't play games that often. On God, like once I found Miiverse, like that little thing became a social media tool and a drawing tool, and like nigga, if niggas want to play games, we can play games, but like I'm not playing too many games. Me personally, I'm just not. And it's like my parents weren't dishing out $60 for like the mainline fucking games. You know, we was getting the one mainline game that came with the console, and like some like other like maybe $10-20 ones like occasionally, like maybe like twice a year. You know, like so I found something to do on there, and it became that. But on the Wii, I would run Wii Sports. I was a young Wii Sports demon, nigga. Specifically, I'm really fond of tennis and baseball. I always was able to whoop a nigga ass in baseball. So if anybody got a Wii and trying to run baseball with me, I'm up and I will whoop ass. Yeah, yeah. I didn't like bowling that much because I was bad at it. But everyone liked bowling. I also fucked with the boxing, even though that shit was kind of terrible to like navigate through.
It was
Like,
tiring,
sometimes,
but that was my favorite.
yeah, and like sometimes your hits wouldn't register right, and it just be like, it feels like you're doing nothing. But when it was fun, it was some fun. I played a little bit of World of Goo when I was younger. That shit was raw. There was this one, I don't remember what it was called. It was like a little racing game on there. There's actually multiple racing games on there that I really liked. Sonic Riders. That is a if you've seen some of my visuals, you could know that I really like Sonic Riders. And also if you know me, you know that I really do have like a love for that game. It was a staple in my childhood. What other games did we have? I don't know. That covered a good amount of it, you know. I liked Sonic. I didn't play Pokemon. I wasn't a Pokemon kid. Yeah. That sums it up. I liked Sonic, wasn't a Pokemon kid.
Yeah, I wasn't really into Pokemon either. I played Omega Ruby and I liked it a lot, and I was just like, I already played a Pokemon game. They're all gonna be like the same. So then I just didn't buy another one ever again.
I mean, that's right. You did it once, you don't have to do it again. You know, it's like well, I don't know what it's like. I was gonna make a bad comparison, but I was gonna say something. I remember one time with my Wii, I was playing Mario. I think it was Mario 2 or 3 on there, and then I accidentally reset the Wii. And that's the story. I reset the whole Wii and we lost all the games. So, young Carter antics.
Does that take away the like virtual shop stuff too?
Yeah, it took away everything.
Oh,
it took away. We lost all the games we didn't have physically, gone.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a devastating day, and like, it was like they wanted to be mad at me, but it was like fucking 4, so it's like, fucking broke the Wii.
Do you have any thoughts on how like the Miiverse is becoming a thing right now?
Got oversaturated too.
Yeah.
Quick. It was like it was one of those things where it was like it started for the day, and it was nice, but then the millennials caught it and started doing things with it, and it's, you know, now it's like I just see people like a Bappy, like that nigga just posted like 12 times in a row one day, you know. I'm pretty sure it was Bappy. I don't know. I said it was like a Bappy tweet. That nigga has really good tweets. So I don't remember like what is a tweet that they make or a tweet that they're referencing. But yeah.
All right, so I mentioned this earlier, but while I had the opportunity to do an interview with you in person after the communion show, you've had time to let the whole experience marinate for a bit. So now that you've been able to reflect on it more, how is that whole performing live, seeing all these people for the first time, New York trip, just everything? How was that?
Dude, that was no, not even probably. That was the most exhilarating experience of my life. Like, I just turned 18. You know, I turned 18 the day after the show. It was like I was basically like, it was like I was able to do what I want. You know, so it was like I had my niggas there. So it's like I'm gonna just be with my niggas all day. You know, it's like I don't get to hang out with these niggas in real life. So it's like I'm gonna make the fucking most out of it. You know. So it was just like I was posted with just like niggas from the KSC squad basically every day, you know, aside from my birthday where I hung out with my homies from my Melon Squad group chat. You know, shout out my Melon Squad niggas, you know, shout out Max, shout out Louis, shout out Sky, shout out Freddie, you know, I'll go through the rest, but you know if you know who you are. Yeah, I hung out with them on my birthday, and we saw Max's show because Max performed a show in Brooklyn with his band Don't Go Outside. Shout out Don't Go Outside. Check them out. Yeah, I was mostly posted with May and Isaac for like a lot of the rest of the time. If it wasn't like after Noah and Luca left, and nigga, I was just running around New York, you know, and it's like it lit something in me that I needed. You know, like I've been posted in a small city for so long. It's like it's inspiring to be somewhere where it's like there isn't much. So it's like it makes you want to build something, but it's also like I feel like I needed to see the something to like really spark that light again. Because you know, staying in your room and watching documentaries about shit only keeps a nigga so inspired.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta live life, you know, and that's really what that was. That was living life, and it was the best to me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like the best day of my life, like no contest. I was just there. I didn't even do anything. I was just there, but it was just like it felt like everything I've been doing since I was like 10 had like finally paid off in like a tangible way. So
like it really felt like it felt like it worked out, but it was like it still also felt like the beginning, you know. It felt like a new beginning. You know, like, oh shit, this is like something now, you know, like we're not just some internet niggas no more. Like, whoa, yeah, I don't know how to put it into words. It was surreal. It was fun. It was exciting. It was inspiring. It was every good word that I could say in the great big book to me. Just yeah, yeah, it was.
I remember when we first met, like in person. I can't think about that moment without like smiling a bunch, like. Because you were talking to Max, and you were like, Scott! And then ran over and hugged me. Like, that's just like, I don't know. That's like, I really can't like not think about that and not smile.
Dude, it was, like, yeah, it's just like when, especially for like when I met like Nick for the first time too, you know, it was like, I remember, nigga, I just turned my back and I just see fucking him and Isaac just like running towards me, and it was like, oh, fuck, like it's hard to process, you know, because it's like there are just some pixels to you before, but it's like now it's like I could slap you. Like that's so weird, you know. It's something. It's something. You know.
And in terms of the actual like performing part, are you like happy with how you did? Are things you could have done like better?
I think, yeah. For my performance, I just kind of went into it, and I just did it. You know, I wasn't really thinking about it too hard because I felt like if I had thought about it too much, then I would have passed out. and that would have not been a great show. So I just laid it out. Sound was wacky on some parts, but you know, that's whatever. Like hella was kind of because I guess I should have put like more space in between the song before it and that, because it was like I just finished, was it 182?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I just finished 182. And it's like I'm still like off of that. And it's like I basically have like 5-6 seconds to prepare for hella. And it's like I forgot about that. Like I was so in the moment at that moment that it's like I forgot about that. And it's like I fucked that one up, but it's like it's whatever. Need to learn how to scream better. Need to learn how to manage my screaming. But you know what? I'm just happy that I laid it out, you know. I went on there and I did what I could.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I feel like I look stupid in the videos, it's like
I mean, like the whole thing was kind of stupid in the videos though, but like in the moment it felt awesome. So
yeah, it was fucking all yeah, it's still awesome. But yeah,
I feel like your set was so perfect too, because it was really like all the eras. Like you even had like Starforum stuff in there, and like I saw the visual, I saw the LYYNXCLUB logo, and I was, dude, that made me happy. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I really like the fact it was right before my birthday, right before my 18th birthday too. You know, it was like, nigga, fucking on Everlast, I said fucking 3 years to 18, 7 years to unforgiven debt, my nigga. It's like now, like I'm here and it's 1 day till 18, and it's like I'm doing the shit that I like wanted to at that time. Like, nigga, I'm doing a show. Like, what? Like that whole song is like about like just having hope and not letting yourself fall to capitalism. I guess I don't know how to say it fully right now. Don't worry about shit too much, and it could work out. It's like that's kind of what it did.
What I was gonna say is, when I went to the show, I was like fully expecting like not condoning to play at some point, because it's like, y'all have 4 out of the 5 there.
I wanted to do not condoning so bad. Yeah, I'm disappointed we didn't do no condoning. But you know what? The next live show that we're at, we'll do a posse cut. We did like multiple posse cuts at fucking Luca's house. So now we're like stacked, nigga. We got like fucking 5 posse cuts we could do. So it's like I would have been more mad if like we didn't like do all that, you know?
Yeah.
It would have been fun. It wouldn't have been the same without Ahmed. Though.
Yeah.
No. It would have been fun, but just jumping, dancing around, but wouldn't have been the same, you know?
And then not for you, but like all of Kush Pack was there too, but that didn't happen either.
Dude, yeah, no, they literally just forgot. Like we talked about it in call a couple days ago. Like we were talking about the KSC tape, and we were like, bruh, we didn't fucking do Kush Pack. And Luke and Noah was like, yeah, like I realized that like afterwards, and I like that would have been like the greatest song to like perform. Like niggas just got. And that's so disappointing because that's also like one of the best songs off of that tape.
Yeah.
But we'll get them next time type shit. What you gotta be on.
All right, so we talked this at the beginning of the episode, but so the last video I did was a weird situation. So this is a term that Gwen came up with, but it was a twin interview. So I did J Quinn Drive and Paid McKnight together, and that whole time I was like, how am I gonna do this? Because there's 2 people, right? So I lost to J Quinn Drive, but then I beat Peyton McKnight. So I don't really know like where my streak stands, because I just kind of canceled it out. So we're just kind of reset here. Whatever happens is where my standings at. I will say though, I've beat 11 out of the 18 people that I've gone against. So like, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, but I was really good at rock, paper, scissors for a long time. So, like, even though I kind of been on a losing streak as of recently, but we don't talk about that. So,
So yeah, we're gonna do best 2 out of 3, and then you gotta close your like close your eyes because there's like a little delay with the camera and whatever.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. Uh-oh.
You see, you're. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Tied. Okay.
Tied. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. Ooh.
Hey, yeah. It's a mind game. Your streak's over. Your streak's over, bud. There's no talking about it now. There's no discussion. I'm the new champion.
New champion. And I suck. My self-esteem. I might not even do these videos anymore. Like, what's the point?
Yeah. Fucking quit. Just fucking quit. There's no point. You lost your game, and now it's all over. You lost all your chips. Might as well retire.
You know what though? If I had to lose to anybody, I'll take you. I think that's pretty fair. If it's someone I don't know, like who even are you? But like, you know how my mind works, so I think you earned that.
Yeah. I had a really funny comment that I was gonna say back, but I forgot it, and it was also a little mean, but I didn't mean it. It was just a really funny comment to say back, but I lost it. So my bad.
Yeah, so I'm just like the worst person ever, basically. That's my takeaway from that.
Just feel like it.
Okay, so you talked about this a little bit before, but you've always used music as an outlet, but 2 songs of yours stick out to me in particular. One of them is Everlast, a song you wrote when you were 15 by dreading becoming an adult, and the other being December 30th, a song I actually produced for you that detailed your life at the end of 2022. Given that you're now 18 and 2 years removed from December 30th, how do you feel with the songs today?
They're both real. I mean, I look like around the age of like 14, I kind of, my mind started developing into a more modern version of myself, and it's like, you know, a lot of those feelings, it's like I still know them. You know, it's like I won't say I still struggle with them, but I still do know them. And it's like, especially for like Everlast, I'm at that point where it's like I'm kind of at that crossroads that I was speaking about in the song, you know, but it's like I don't feel as anxious about it anymore, you know, because I was so scared at that time. I was like, I was gonna get to this point and I was gonna feel so lost, and like I wasn't gonna be at a point where I wanted to be, and it's like I'm not. But it's like setting up those expectations for yourself is so stupid, and it's like literally like I am at a point, like either way, like my nigga, I did a show in New York. Like once you do like some shit like that, it's like, and like especially like the fact like I met all my niggas that I've been working with, like that's big, you know, like that's a big step to like not just like me personally, but like my name, you know. It's like a lot of old niggas are like doing a show is like you setting in stone, like it's the shit, you know. So yeah, Everlast it's funny to go back to. It's sweet, you know. It's bittersweet. It's a very bittersweet song, but it's sweet to go back to and just be like, damn, little nigga, like you have so many more experiences to live. And it's like you're not even gonna be like worrying about it once you get to that point, or like it's not gonna be like world ending once you get to it, you know. And it's like this December 30th. It was really just like I just need to spit some real quick, you know. It was a really rough year. I mean, the past couple of years it's been rough, you know, just growing up and niggas just being shit, you know. But yeah. It's like I don't know how to talk about December 30th because it really is just like how it is, you know. Like I like the song. It was just my life. It was a hard time. I'm happy I'm not in that time anymore. I don't know if I'm in something I would say is better, but I wouldn't say it's worse. And I'll fucking take that. You know, if it doesn't have to be better, but if it's not worse, that's great, you know. And I hope I'm able to channel those type of feelings like in different ways in the future, you know, because it's like I feel like I really love those songs and I love writing retrospectively, but it's also like, you know, it's like unless you're really doing some different shit with all of it, you know, it's like you're not a blues artist, nigga. Like you gotta. To me, it's like I want to talk about other stuff sometimes, you know, even though it's like I want to be inspired by my life and talk about my life and my personal experience. It's like, and like my feelings, it's like that's not all you gotta fucking talk about, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I've been at, you know.
Yeah, I think Everlast always resonated with me a bunch because I'm not even kidding. I thought I was gonna like explode when I turned 18. I couldn't imagine it, and it made it worse that the day I graduated high school was my 18th birthday. So it was just like I couldn't picture like being an adult.
Dude,
and then once it happened, it's just like I don't know. I think I always view turning 18 as like the end of my life, but it's like that's like where it starts.
Exactly. Like I always had a deep fear of time, you know, growing up. Because it's like my parents would tell me things like as you get older, time moves faster. And it's like I was so aware of that it's like I felt like I noticed every moment that would pass in time, and I would feel it, and I could feel when time started going faster. So it was like, especially that, it felt like it was chasing me, you know. It felt like the time was after me, but it's like, nah, bro, just literally just keep doing your shit, like keep going and just do what you can. Really do what you want and do what you can.
Mm-hmm.
And make the most of it, you know. And that's just how I feel, and I'm excited to make the most of it.
I mean, I'd argue that like cause you're going to college, right?
I'm taking a gap year.
Gap year, okay.
Yeah.
At least for me, that was probably like the best experience of my life. Just there was a lot of bad stuff that happened also, but it was just like I felt like I had more of a direction than I did when I was in high school. And not even because of like my major and whatever, because honestly, like it's not really relevant to what I'm trying to do. But well, it's supposed to be the program like sucks. It's a whole thing, but I knew I was working towards something like while I was there. And I never felt like that when I was in high school. So
yeah, and that's kind of the point that I feel like I've been at, and like why I wanted to take the gap year in the first place, because it's like there's so many things I want to do. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Give me 1 second. My mom's calling me. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Hi. My bad.
No, you're good.
I didn't have a decision regarding that time. I have dinner now.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Can I eat on here?
Yeah,
is that allowed?
I don't care.
Okay. Just had to ask. Like, okay.
I forgot what we were talking about, so I think we can just move on. I think we like finished that question out though.
Yeah.
Another song of yours that you released with Baruda Boy is called Scarecrow, which begs an important question. What were some things that you were like scared of as a kid that are like kind of silly, like looking back? 'Cause I know everyone has those.
I was a troubled child. So like one of my oldest, biggest fears was like nuclear war. Like I was like 8, and I would just like look out at the look outside the window. It was like I remember it was like around like Trump era, you know, like OG Trump era. Like I'd just look out the window, like 9 or 10 years old, and just be like, we're all gonna fucking die, and it's gonna be some old ass niggas that don't even know me that's gonna do it to me. Yeah, so that was fucking stupid. I'm 10. Why the fuck am I worrying about nuclear war? Stairs. I didn't have a fear of stairs, but I used to have dreams where like do you ever have the dreams where it's like you got a staircase at your place?
Yeah.
Where you would jump from the top of the stairs, and then before you landed, you would wake up.
No, I would like bounce on the stairs in my dream.
Really? No, like some dreams, like I would look down the stairs from the top step, and I would literally just jump from the top step, like, and like I would always, that was something I was really scared of, because it was like I was also kind of scared that I was like, it's one day gonna be like, you know, I could probably land that shit and then try it and then die. Yeah. But I didn't do that. I remember one time I was young, I was on the internet, and I saw a picture and it scared the fuck out of me. And I thought, damn, I wish there was a machine that could make you unsee things. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. So I guess
it like a beheading like thing or something.
It wasn't anything like crazy. It was like some stupid shit, you know, like some like creepypasta or something related, you know. Like, yeah, no. Oh, also there was this one YouTube video. It was about Herobrine. There was this video. I forgot what the fuck it was. It was disturbing, actually. Low-key thinking, like, it was like Herobrine, but he had like real eyes, and then they were like staring at you and shit, and like looking around at you. I don't remember like if it was that, like, but it was like realistic, and it was like, it was uncanny, and that's why it was so scary. And that shit low-key haunted me for a while. But yeah, those are probably my most irrational fears as a child.
Dude, I was like terrified of Toy Story 3.
Why?
No, you know the monkey in that movie?
I haven't seen Toy Story 3 in like 8 years.
Okay, but there was there's this monkey that ran the like security cameras there, and he would like do this and then like scream.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was awful. And then I hated the baby in that movie also. I think it's just a scene where they're like on the playground or something trying to like sneak past, and then the baby like turns his head, and I was 5. I was watching that in like a drive-in movie theater, so I was outside and it's pitch black everywhere, and I just see this baby superimposed that's like this tall, like on the screen, like
fucking torn at you. And it was, dude, it's a jump scare, my nigga.
Yeah, and then I saw it like a few weeks later with my little brother because he couldn't go in the in like an actual theater, and I had to close my eyes during that part because I couldn't deal with it. I had this, you know, Geronimo Stilton, right?
Who?
Geronimo Stilton, like the books with the mouse.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I had an audiobook of one of the books, and the music just like creeped me out so much that I couldn't listen to it at night. Like I had to listen to it during the day because it was so bad. And then another one was, it was the original, like, you know, like the live action like Alice in Wonderland like Disney movie that came out in like 2012 or something.
Yeah.
I was in there and I had 3D glasses on it 'cause I forgot what I was seeing, but the Cheshire Cat's head was just like floating, and then I had the glasses on, so it was like coming towards me, and that just like I was kicking my feet to like get it away because I just couldn't I couldn't do it. Yeah, I still think about it sometimes. Like, I don't know. Other things.
Lost some aura. You got anything else?
I guess like oh, global warming was always a fear of mine also, which like that's a valid one, but the reason why is not like a good one. I was watching an episode of Arthur, and they were talking about how they showed some diagrams of someone like jumping like a bouncy house or something, and they're like, when global warming happens and there's less trees, there's less oxygen, and then they showed the kid like die because there was there's no air to breathe.
That's not unreasonable, nigga. Basically, like, yeah, nigga, if we don't get the climate together, we're gonna fucking die.
I know, but like, because of Arthur, though?
Shit, my nigga, instill it into him young. Make him learn. Why you think we at this point now? Because niggas ain't no young. Niggas ain't get that fear.
Yeah, the weather today was, like, very global warming. It was, like, super sunny out, and then I was talking to Gwen, and then I looked over, and it was just pouring rain outside, like, gray sky and everything. I looked back for, like, 5 minutes. I looked back again. it's like perfectly sunny out, and then like a few minutes later I look back again, and then it's pouring rain again. Like, just like this isn't real,
Dude. The East Coast is in a heat wave right now, my nigga. We hitting them hundreds, bro. Hell no. Hell no.
We've been having that. It's like not the worst thing ever, but I also like walking outside when it's hot out, so that's just like a me thing, I think.
Oh, you like being covered in the heat. Like being blanketed by the heat.
Yeah, when I was in a summer class for PE, when I get out of there, because I'd be in there for like 7 hours, and then I'd get out, and I would sit in my hot car for a good like 5 minutes before I turn the AC on.
I really like the way a nice hot car feels sometimes. Like, I don't know why, but I get really cold really easily. So like my school would always have literally the most unbearable fucking air ever, and I would always be freezing in that bitch. So like sometimes when we would go back to my friend's car or my car, like I'll just bask in the heat and just like let myself, because it's like car heat, it's condensed, so it's like it's not necessarily hotter, but it's like it's more intense to a point, but it's like it feels like a blanket, you know, like when you're really cold, you know. It's like, yeah, I can rock with a hot car sometimes.
Recently though, it's been kind of bad because my car has been leaking. Like no, I was with my friend, right, and there was a really bad storm, and I looked over and he was soaked in my car because the like sunroof or something, there was like a hole in it and it was all coming through on him. So I always have to leave the windows of my car open when I'm at home now to like let it air out because it gets really like smelly otherwise.
That's fucked up, dude.
So like it always smells like shit when I get in there now, especially because I'm in summer classes now, and I'll go into the like parking garage and open the windows to get the smell out. But then it's parking garage smell that gets in there, so I don't even want to sit in my car once I get back.
You got the little air things, the like black ice and shit, you know?
Oh, the air freshener? No, I don't have that.
Yeah. You need to get that. That'll make it so much better. So much better.
I gotta get a cool one though. I can't get like the tree.
The tree's cool as fuck. Get yourself some black ice. Be riding in that bitch.
Maybe if it's the like the Buddha therapy tree, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. Metro Zoo type shit. Yeah. I can fuck with that.
All right.
No, like I've always thought it was cool.
We covered this a little earlier in the interview, but you didn't really speak at length about it. But something that you've talked about a lot over the years is the Sonic Riders Zune aesthetic. So would you just like to elaborate on what that is?
Sonic Riders, if you've ever played Sonic Riders, like I'm talking about, I played Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I know there's other Sonic Riders games, but my experiences with Zero Gravity, and it's just like it flashes you, you know. It's like it's not like the same as other racing games. It's like it's something completely different. It's like so futuristic, and it's just so cool, you know. It's like music that gives off that vibe, you know. And it's like the Zune also just goes with it, you know, because it's like niggas don't fuck with the Zune, so it's like, and I got a Zune. I used the Zune, nigga. 7th grade, I was a Zune ass nigga because I didn't have a phone. So, and it's like niggas be repping iPods, but it's like I never seen a nigga rep a Zune. You gotta rep that shit. Rep your team, bruh. And it's like they just kind of go hand in hand, you know. To me, they just kind of go. I don't know exactly why. It's just like, you know, I remember I would be around Zunes as a child because all my family had Zunes. You know, that was their MP3. That was the MP3 player of choice in my family. So, you know, it's like I have an MP3 player, so it's like, nigga, I just be playing Sonic Riders and shit, you know. Yeah, kind of, I guess. But it's just like, it's like kind of video gamey music, but it's like usually on the faster side. You know, like I would consider like a lot of tread, like Sonic Riders, you know, stuff like that you could go fast to. It's like fast music or like music. Yeah. Usually faster music type shit.
Yeah, I had an
You know.
awful thought in my head earlier today, but I was listening to Swerve by Bappy on the way back to my house from my class. And I was just
Mm,
like, this could be the new drift funk. Like, I don't want it to be, but like, I could totally see tread like being used in that way.
dude, don't say that. Don't. You're gonna curse it. Now you're actually cursing my like tread, like my treadvolution. Like I did. Like no one supports it in the first place, and you just kicked it even more.
No, I'm here for it, but I just think like realistically, like that's what's gonna happen if it does have like a widespread like resurgence.
Like we're gonna start seeing fucking Chad edits with like Young Mojo over it. Dude, I'm working on dying. It's like fucking like Z's, not even Z's. They would call him gay, but like he was the go RPZs. Some bullshit motivational like Andrew Tate shit, and it's like boom 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 boom. It's like no, that's terrible. Please don't. No.
You see it, right? Like
I do see it, and that's why I don't want to see it anymore. That's a nightmare, dude. But yeah, I don't. There's like 182. 182 was definitely like this, like my Sonic Riders song. Like in my fucking set visuals for the show, like I put Sonic Riders in the back of 182 just because it's like that's what the song is. When Moth sent me that beat, I was like, dude, like this is what I've been like wanting for like so long, you know. So it was like that song is really fun. That's one of my favorite songs that I've done low key. So yeah, Sonic Riders, fucking, and peep the soundtrack for that shit, for Zero Gravity. That shit, good artcore music. Oh god.
All right, moving on. So one of the songs on JoJo 2K22 is called "Do It Again." So if there was a time period of your life that you could just relive, when would you pick?
Are we talking about some like time travel? Like
it can be whatever you want.
Like am I? What's a time that I would go back to? That's a really good question. I feel like a time I would go to would be right before quarantine. That's one. Like January and February 2020. Just because it's a time I look back on, and I'm fond of it, you know, even though it's like it wasn't the best ever, you know. It was like I felt more comfortable with just like everything than I really had up to that point. It's like so many memorable. That was such a memorable time in my head. Like all before 20, like COVID, like it's so like crystal clear to me still, almost, you know, like fucking Lil Uzi dropping Eternal Take type shit, you know, like the last day, like literally I remember niggas being like, yeah, we're gonna be gone for 2 weeks. I was like, nigga, we're not fucking coming back here. And like, you know, yeah, I would definitely go back then, just because like, and it was also like simpler, you know, like if I could redo, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say if I could redo quarantine. If there was another quarantine, or if I had to go back and relive quarantine, I would have tried to spend it less gay and emo. And I feel like that was kind of the prelude to that, because like I remember around that time I would cry a lot to My Bloody Valentine. I would come home from school, and I would stay after school for volleyball. Not because I did it, but because me and my friends were just chill with everybody on the volleyball team. So we would just literally chill there and stay for practices sometimes and for games and shit. I'll come home from school and it would be early as fuck. Like or it wouldn't be early as fuck, but I get home like 8 type shit. And it's like, I just lay in my bed, turn on Loveless, cry, and then sleep. And then like I would wake up, and it was just every day. Like the days felt good, you know. I'll stop with that. Another time I would go back to is like 5th grade, you know, like, because that was a really important time developmentally for me, like in everything that I was getting involved with and doing and tapping into. It was like 5th grade was when I like was when I first listened to Nujabes, was when I first listened to Jay Dilla and like a whole bunch of vaporwave and like fucking like I was just a little internet nigga, and it was like it was like a whole new world open. And it's like if I would definitely relive that time. And I had to pick like one more. Yeah, I don't know, because all before that is kind of like generally like the same. Like I would probably go back and relive New York again, low key. Like if I just had to like be real, like just like on some recent shit. Like if I went back to 5th grade, I don't think I would need to touch base with any other time like before that. But it's like New York was just like it was the most fun time ever, dude. If I could do that like every day of my life, that would be the greatest life of all time. So it's like, yeah, I would relive that too.
Yeah, I think for me, and this is bad because it's the whole like quarantine nostalgia, but if I could redo like March to like December 2021, like I would do that in like a heartbeat almost. Just because like yeah, like it's so stupid because all I liked from that time was just like be singing with everybody, but it's like that can never happen like ever again.
Dude, it was such a specific time, you know, like early LYNXCLUB. Like I just think about it, so like I think about the fact that our Terraria run and like where we would listen to albums, that shit was in 2021. That shit was summer 2021. And like it doesn't feel like that long ago, but it's like it's been 3 years. Like in my head, like that was like way more recent, like a recent time. Like I'll say it has felt more like 3 years at this point just because it's so disconnected. But it was like when LYNXCLUB was still really running, it was like it didn't feel like it felt like in 2022, like late 2022, it felt like that shit was still 6 months ago. You know, even though at that point it had been a year and a half, you know, so it was like, yeah, it really was special, you know, that time period.
Yeah, plus I remember Carlo would tell his dad that he was on like business calls when he'd be sitting with us. That was 6 years of being on his computer all the time.
Business calls, dude. What type of business, bro?
Also, I think with those Terraria calls, I think that's where I first listened to like God's Father and like Buddha Therapy and like Soulja Boy. What else? I think that like Lofty 305 album with iDress, like that too.
Yeah, that one, dude. Yeah, that was. I didn't even fucking like Terraria. It was just so fun to be in it and just like listen to music with y'all niggas and just like not give a fuck, you know. It was.
But it's like nothing else like really mattered during that time, so it was just like fine to do that. Like that was my life. Like I would have dreams about Discord and stuff, which is kind of sad, but it's like that's like all I can picture my life as. Like that's all I would think about. And just like,
dude, I mean,
I learned so much during that time period. Also, like in terms of music, like I think I've said this in so many interviews, but if it weren't for that time period, I would not be doing what I'm doing now. I don't think.
Oh, definitely not. It's just because of the way it all worked out, you know. Like, it wouldn't have worked out if there was no incentive. If there was an incentive for niggas to just be like chronically online, you know. Like, LYNXCLUB came out of like just niggas wanting something to do because niggas ain't got nothing to do, you know. It's like now niggas got stuff to do. Life is a thing again. And it's like, yeah, looking back, like quarantine was fucking horrific, and I don't know if I would want it again. I don't know if I would say that I would want it again, but I would want that comfort again of nothing else really mattering, you know. It's like the whole thing of like money doesn't bring you happiness, but it brings you comfort, and it's like and that brings you happiness, you know. It's like that type of shit, you know.
Yeah, like we would really call for like 8 hours straight. Like, can you imagine that now?
Literally 12 hours some day. Literally VC going on from afternoon to after midnight, like just straight, like
every day.
Yes, consistently, like fucking calls with Carlo, dude, where he would just sit and make songs. Like that time specifically too, that was fucking crazy. You can't do that now. Niggas gotta go outside. Niggas got jobs. Niggas got stuff to do.
I'm trying to think, what else do we do on those calls? I know like all the like Jaden freestyles.
The Jaden freestyles. Fucking. There's just so much bullshit on this. Those calls are just just a whole bunch of bullshit most of the time. If we weren't making songs or playing games, it was just like just spamming the chat. And like, oh, we would go on Omegle sometimes. Yeah, Omegle was a good one because I'll put y'all niggas on.
Yeah. Also, like, I wouldn't know Gwen if it wasn't for that, because you were the reason I got on there. And I met, like, Elijah on there. I met Gwen. I met Kuis. So it's like...
Yeah. And I wouldn't know Gwen. So it for real is shout out to Omegle. Like, even though it was terrible. And it had really, really, really bad qualities. It really was, like... What made it great was what destroyed it. You know, it's the fact that it was something, it could be used for something so special, you know. Just type in your special interest and you could just meet people that are interested in the same things as you, just like off the bat, and just talk to them like face to face. That's so cool, and it's sad that it's gone now.
Plus, like, you met Peggy on there, so, and Jane Remover.
I met Jane pre-teen week. Yeah, but I was already a fan at that point. So, but yeah, I remember I met Peggy. Literally, I remember I would put like every artist that like I was a little bit more than a big fan of. Like what you see in like my rate your music profile, like a lot of that shit is what I was putting in my Omegle tags. Just because it was like for like the shit like Peggy, it was like sometimes niggas just be going on Omegle, just be bored of shit out their mind. Maybe if I put in one of these artists, I could possibly match. And that's literally what, like, in that moment, that's literally what I thought. I was like, damn, I put all these bullshit ass tags and, like, it is worth it. Like, nigga, I literally met my favorite artist of, like, all time, you know, even though right now it's kind of fuck Peggy. Yeah. But it's like, he's my favorite artist of all time. So, yeah, it was something really nice. Quarantine, looking back on something you can't have again, even though it's terrible.
Like, I've definitely blocked out all the, like, isolation memories. Because I just think of Discord. That's, like, all I can think of with quarantine. It's, like, for better or for worse, like I'll take that.
Yeah, it was, like, later quarantine that was good. It was, like, early quarantine, like... It was, like, early quarantine wasn't bad. Then it was, like, summer 2020 was, like, the worst summer of my life up at that point. And that was fucking horrific. But it was, like, after that, like that time really was something special. And it was like when me and my friends really started hanging out with each other like consistently, because it's like we had no one else. So it's like if we're gonna be around people, we're gonna be around the three of each other, you know. And that was of course like a little bit later, like that was around summertime, like where I said was bad, but it was like I was actually getting outside then finally, you know. Yeah, it gave you a land of opportunity that you're not fully able to have now, and that's the one part of it that sucks, you know. But it's okay. It fucked with the economy. Niggas wasn't getting money, you know. Well, niggas was getting money sometimes, you know.
All right, well, speaking about getting outside, so a while ago you posted that you wanted to start a DIY scene in your hometown of Winchester, Virginia. So I was just wondering, what are your goals with that? And then what are your thoughts on just like underground music scenes in general?
My goal with Winchester, it's not even Winchester. It's just like this general area. Like it's suffered so long from just like niggas just not doing shit like that, you know, whether it is just because like niggas don't have access to the resources, or the resources don't make themselves actively known enough, or it's just like in like the modern day, like the specific things you have to give people, like you have to want to give someone incentive to do something, you know. Someone needs to be inspired to do something if they're going to want to do it, you know. So it's like I feel like if there's music around here, you know, young people doing music, not just like old niggas and niggas in their mid to late 20s making fucking death metal, you know, like, and not even death metal, just like hard rock, and they're saying they're death metal, you know. But like, I want niggas to just do stuff. Like, I've lived here for my like whole life. I've lived in my whole life. It's like my family has been here for like damn near a century, you know. And it's like you hear the same stories of like, yeah, you have a few people that go off and do something and they become hometown heroes type shit. Not like hometown staying heroes, but like they become names, you know, that are recognized when they come back, you know. But it's like, why do we have to have that when it's like we can be the ones that are pushing each other up, you know? Why do you have to escape to make it, you know? And that's what I think. Yeah, that's really what it is, you know. I'm a nigga that watched the fucking documentary and then became inspired, you know. Like, I fucking sent a letter to Ian McKay for my fucking marketing class, and he responded back, and he was like the main reason why like I wanted to start doing this. So it's like, not having the resources, it gives you a drive, you know. And for so long I thought like I thought I needed to escape to be able to make something, but it was like watching that and just like also a lot of other things like at that specific time when I really started thinking about doing something here. I just thought, if I'm not gonna go to college yet, I need to do some shit. So yeah. What was the other part of the question? Did I answer it?
Just like thoughts on like underground scenes like in general.
Oh, I don't know. It's different. Real life is different from the internet. The internet online, or the internet scenes and underground, I'll say I'm not the biggest fan. Of course I'm a part of it. I participate, you know, I'm in collectives, you know, I push music, you know. But once you're in it for so long, you know, you get jaded, you know. Like I've been making music for damn near 10 years, you know, and I like, as thankful as I am that I've made all these connections over the past 10 years, you know, it's like, you know, you get to a point where it's like, I don't want to sit behind a screen all the time and like all the time anymore, you know, like I want to have face-to-face interactions with people. I want to play music in real life with people. I want to feel that energy like in something more than just a screen, you know? And that's how I feel. And it's also just like niggas niggas on the internet are just like so unserious about everything. Like, and it's shit's annoying, you know? It's also like, it's also harder to weed out the weirdos when it's on the internet, you know. Don't have as much influence in real life scenes. Like, it's like the art of curation, you know. It's like curation and gatekeeping, you know. It's like on the internet there's really no way to gatekeep, but it's like when you have these real life scenes, there are ways that you could like keep it safe and keep it something pure and special and not lose the spirit of it, you know, which I feel like is what happens in a lot of like online like scenes and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Even in just like KSE, y'all have kicked out so many people at this point. Like,
don't get it started about the KSE curse, bro. Like, we're trying to break it. We're trying to break it. Like, we've been pretty happy with the roster for a while, so I don't think there's any worrying about kicking niggas out at this point, you know. But it, like that really is what it is, you know. Like, you always run those risks, and it's like you can't know niggas. Like yes, online friends are real friends, and some of my bestest friends ever are niggas that I've only met in real life a couple times, you know. But there's a difference between getting to know somebody online and getting to know somebody in real life, you know. And it's like it's a lot harder to figure out somebody when you're over a screen rather than face to face, you know. And that's also the hard part about it, you know. But I think it's great either way. Like, even though I say all these negative things, it's like I think people working with each other and just music being made is beautiful, you know, even with all those fucking stupid ass nuances and stuff that can ruin it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I always think about how there's probably another scene out there that's like on this, like, I don't know what I'd say this scale is, but just like with this many people involved in it that we just don't even know about because they're in their own little like circle.
Exactly. And it's like, it's so crazy to think about, like when you get involved in these things, you know, you get so into it, you know, it almost feels like the world, you know. But it's like when I look at real life and I look at what music is going on in Winchester, you know, it's like I said earlier, it's old niggas and like millennials, you know, they're in an entirely different world than I am. You know, it's like I'm on Twitter, I see NetSpend's name every 5 minutes. These niggas think of a bank when they think of NetSpend. Like, this shit is not the world, bro. And it's like there's so much more to explore as well, you know, and that's also the beauty of it, you know. It's like if you get bored of it, you know, like, you're not, like, as much as you want to be the center of the earth, it's like you're not. And that's amazing, you know? Like, go fucking explore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Right. Well, you've made several collab projects such as Div Zero Volume 1, Yeezus Tour Dream Jams, and contributed multiple songs to the Killstreak Certified tape. There hasn't been a proper solo Carter tape yet. And while you've had instrumental stuff like Spangle Beats and then like the Zorion pack for 2021, like what is there? I know we talked about this a little bit before the interview, so I have a better idea now. But are there any plans for a full solo vocal Chapter 226 tape?
I don't like to publicly talk about what I do because I'm a very unreliable person to myself, and I'm working on that. I'm trying to be better. But yeah, I do have a tape planned right now. I want to release it in August or September. I just want it to be fun, you know. I don't want to introduce niggas to me and it be like all some like all boohoo serious shit, you know. It's like I'm still a young nigga. Like I wanna be on my bullshit, you know. So I wanna like especially with like the music I've been listening to, like my favorite projects of the year, you know, like with 2 and like I was talking to you about earlier, Dolo 2K's tape In the Name of Harm, and it's like it's like life affirming just because of how like fun it is, you know. It's like it brings a peace in me, and like I want to be able to make that, and I'm going to. And it's like it's just a thing of doing it, sitting down and doing it, and it's like I have all the time of the world and in the world now. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna drop a tape. There's gonna be a tape sometime in the next 5 months. 5 months. And also, I'll say there is a bigger project in the works in Starforum. So invest in Starforum. Starforum, starforum.bandcamp.com. Those are my niggas. That is our music. And we are going to release the best album of all time in approximately a year. So, yeah. Yeah, or maybe even less. Maybe even less, you know? So, look out for that. And also that one song that I played at the show, Meditation, that's for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's for that. So,
yeah, you went Rum Diesel.
The fuck? Rum Diesel?
That's who's credited on there.
What it is? What, since when?
I know it was like Rum Runner before, and then I checked recently. And
it was
Rum
Rum Bros. He changed it. I didn't even know that. What the hell? Rum Diesel. I guess he thought that name was harder, yo. That's a Rum Diesel, Mr. Rum Diesel. Shout out Rum Diesel. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I'm really excited because for me, it's like when I don't know about something, that's when it's like really secret. Because I feel like usually like I've heard Gwen's full album already. I know they've been pretty
Mm.
secretive about that, but from what I don't know like anything really, but that makes me more excited for it just because it's like y'all are all like the most creative people I know, and like coming together, like I can't even like imagine what that's gonna sound like.
It's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be some shit, and I'm actually genuinely really excited for it because it's fresh. It's fresh. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I can say that it's like it sounds that like I don't think I've really heard before. You know, so it's exciting. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm always like so giddy about. Just like fuck, this hasn't been done before, and it's cool. You know,
Mm-hmm.
inspiring.
Yeah, whenever I think about it, I always like I have no idea if this is accurate or not, but I always picture like you know the Animal Collective album In Spirit They Vanished.
Yeah,
That's like how I picture the album sounding in my head. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but that's just like what I picture when I think of Starforum.
I'll say you're kind of off, but that will that has been in discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So don't expect anything from that. You know, it's like whatever you get is what you get on
Mm-hmm.
that label. You know, and that's the whole point. You know, that's what I love about it, and that's why I started it. I just wanted to have like an outlet for it's like just shit. Just like I want to drop some 7-minute ambient song, and it's like I'm not gonna drop that shit on chapters226 SoundCloud. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drop that shit under a different alias and like be kind of silly and esoteric just because it's fun, you know.
Mm-hmm.
and it's like just having a whole hub of that, and it's also like we're also like so into the visual side of it too. So it's like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to me. I Starform really has brought like a new light to the way I think and release music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then something you talked about like a lot. This isn't a new question, but you
Mm-hmm.
talked to us a lot in the past of wanting to make like your cloud rap out when you were 16, which you know didn't happen. But you talk about it all the time.
Okay.
Do you have any regrets about that or no?
No, I don't, because it's like I tried, you know, and it's like I was just a young nigga with ADHD, and it's like I get really hyper fixated on things, and it's like I'm like, oh, I want to do that, but it's like niggas can't stay focused, you know, niggas couldn't stay focused. I'll say niggas are getting better at staying focused, but it's like at that time, you know, I was just all over the place, and it's like, yeah, I can regret not doing it all day, but it's like that's not gonna get me anywhere. You know, I have songs that like from that time that like kind of do encapsulate what I wanted to go for. Then it's like I'm cool with those songs existing. You know, it's like I don't need much more. And it's also like the fact that like I lost all my files a couple years ago. Like summer, was it 2019? No. I don't remember. I just there was a time that I lost all of my files, and that shit sent me back. I think it was summer 2020, low-key. And that shit low-key made me like rethink everything I was doing to that point, because it's like I barely had any of my project files anymore. Like all the work that I was putting in was basically shit on, you know. So it was like I just got to start off fresh, you know. So it's I never gave up that idea, but it was like I did kind of put it on the back burner for a long time, trying to get to a point where I would be happy. But like I never got to that point because I had unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'll make an album, and it'll be easy when I do. And that's the mindset I gotta keep.
I mean, I think better now than like a rush project to fulfill your vision. Like,
Exactly.
talk to us like a little bit. I don't know if you're recording when we were talking about this, but there was a project in 2022 that I was working on, and I was like, I want to get this out by the end of my junior year of high school, and I realized like this is not going to become like a good full fledged thing, and like I'm still proud of those songs, but it just wasn't the right time yet.
Yeah, and it's like it's just like knowing that like with the proper work that time will come when it comes, you know, like as long as you keep working, once you have, you'll know once you have something that like you're proud of and you want to put out, you know. And that's really just the point I've been at, you know, more recently. It's just like I haven't really myself focused on like releasing anything like longer. You know, I have wanted to release like EPs, but it's just like, you know, niggas had life for a while. So it's like I just got sidetracked by everything, but it's like I'm just trying different techniques to try to find new ways to inspire me, find new ways to be inspired. Not find new ways to be inspired by life, but find that inspiration in life and be able to channel it through the music, you know, and just things like that, you know. I think that I ended that on like a definitive point. I don't know if like I kind of went driftless or whatever, but I think yeah, I did I finish it off right?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I spaced out a little bit, but I think so.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, because that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm kind of just like talking, but it's like that's the point of an interview.
Yeah. Speaking of which, as the episode comes to a close, is there anything you'd like to give a shout out to? I know you've brought up a lot of people at this interview, but anybody that you haven't gotten to say yet, now's the time to say it.
Shout out to my sister. Shout out to my mom, my dad. You know, without them, you know, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, even though low key, like, they don't even know I'll be rapping on top of some type shit. You know, shout out my nigga Freddie, my nigga Angel. Those are my brothers. You know, even though they don't be supporting me on this music shit too hard, they are like they're really special people to me. You know. Yeah, shout out all my niggas. Shout out all the people that I've met over the past 10 years that still recognize me wherever I cross paths. Shout out to everyone who doesn't recognize me. Oh, also, shout out the nigga that, I forgot his name, that tried to shoot Reagan, but before he got out of jail. Yeah, shout out him.
Dude, my teacher would talk about that like all the time when I was in 7th grade. In my Texas history
had the right
class,
idea.
Yeah. Like I don't like literally every week you would always circle back to talking about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, was he like a fan of Reagan or no?
I honestly don't know. He would talk about that and then like JFK and Stephen King, and we did not learn anything about Texas history.
Those are the best classes, though. You know, you just learned a whole bunch of bullshit and cool stuff, and you look back and you're like, "Wow, I had a crazy ass teacher." But it's like, nigga, you're learning about Texas next year, so it's like, why does it fucking matter? It's not gonna be a long term, you know. Rather have that memory than the nigga that had me bored as shit, you know.
All right, well, shout out all those people, and shout out chapters 2 through 6. This is by far my favorite interview that I've done. I feel like I say that every time, but I really mean it this time. Yeah, I hope you had a fun time being on. This is gonna suck to edit, but like that's okay because you know we're here.
Yeah, it's been like 2.5 more hours.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel like we really covered like literally everything though. Because I like to design these where it's like if somebody doesn't know who you are, which I feel like unfortunately people probably don't watch these if they don't know the artist, but it's like you would learn like everything about that person. I feel like I really was able to accomplish that with this one, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, this is really great. I really loved this. You're a really good interviewer, Scott. You're a really great interviewer, so it has been a pleasure to not be behind the table with you, but at the other end, you know.
Thank you. You know? Yeah, and all of Carter's links will be in the description down below. I'll have Starforum in there too, because you know if y'all don't know, you need to know.
Peep Starforum 2025, 2024, 2026, every future year. Star for me is a star for you. Oh God, that's what I say.
Yeah, this has been the Hidden Driveway Show. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.